It is now my great pleasure to introduce the next speakers in this festival. They are Professor Claire Smith from Brighton and Sussex Medical School in the UK. She's the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Education and Innovation. And joining her is Professor Gabrielle M.Finn, the Vice Dean Students Teaching and Learning at the University of Manchester. They will be talking to us about examining the barriers faced by anatomists and how anatomy can be more inclusive. So I'm handing over to you now.
Thank you. So Gabrielle and I have worked together for a number of years, and we've had many coffee or sometimes bar conversations about our own experiences. And I guess we kind of began thinking, actually, we knew about our experiences, we knew about some of the experiences of our colleagues, but it was all very much anecdotal. And at the time, Gabrielle was chair of the Education Committee for the Anatomical Society in the UK, and we really just wanted to try and understand more about what anatomist experiences are. We put a lot of work into looking after and understanding our students and understanding our donors, but perhaps have actually maybe neglected ourselves as part of this. So in 2019, we worked closely with our equality and diversity champions at our own institutions and put together a survey that ran at the IFAA conference event in London, and then followed up with a social media campaign to understand as many individuals' anatomist perspectives as possible. And the end of that was 161 responses from anatomists around the globe and anatomists of a range of careers as well. We've been writing up this work with our colleagues, as you can see there, and hope that it will be available for you to read the much more detailed part of it at another time. So today we're just focusing on an abridged version. Over to you, Gabs, for the first part of our findings.
Thank you. So as Claire said, this work's ongoing. So we've started with our analysis. Obviously, there's lots of free text as well. But I think one of the most stark things is the fact that only half of the anatomists that responded felt that any sort of career progression was available to them. To think that such a huge predominant part of our population may feel stuck is quite a harrowing finding in itself. 52% felt that their career had been blocked at some time, and we've been trying to unpack that because it's quite a loaded statement. Part of it was people senior to them blocking them. We had reasons such as jealousy, opportunities being given to favourites in departments, partly workload. Anatomists, as we know, have a higher teaching load than many of their colleagues, often locked in the dark depths of buildings, so perhaps less visible to other colleagues. I guess what we're really starting to see, though, is that loss of expertise. So as you can see, many of them are saying that they're moving to other institutions to gain promotion. So part of that means that we're ending up with people who are less institutionalized, but also institutions are losing their expertise. And from what we've seen so far, the trends seem to be the same for people on teaching and research-focused contracts.
In exploring the answers with regards to the anatomy community, as you can see, almost 70% of our colleagues felt that they were integrated with other colleagues within their department. And we've spent a bit of time analysing free text. It reflects maybe some of the makeup of departments that are split possibly behind a traditional divide of research and teaching, or where those parts haven't been fully integrated, or reflects possibly personality clashes or other political things going on within departments. 44%, as you can see, felt integrated with others at their institution. And we've been unpacking this compared to other departments and wider data sets within higher education. This is possibly slightly lower, and this might reflect that anatomists, we might be stuck in the basements. We have responsibilities for labs, they're in particular buildings, possibly at other sites, maybe we're shared across hospital sites. So we might not be moving around our institutions as much as other people where there is a lot more common shared teaching and learning space. The next two I'm going to take together, that only 30% felt integrated within a national level and 46 within the international level. I was saddened by this. I've always found a lot of support within both national and international communities. But this does question, are those communities, are the societies that are very prominent and responsible for them, are they addressing the needs of anatomists today? We need to do further work. Encourage you to take part in the survey that Nalini's working on, to find out more actually about our needs and what we can do as part of that. I did wonder, this data was gathered pre-COVID, and I can say the international community on Twitter, particularly with COVID, has always been incredibly supportive, and actually maybe so has Twitter. COVID actually maybe helped that community and helped get people talking, and events like this particularly have as well. Previously, we would have all had to travel to international events, but now able to do things like this. Maybe that world is feeling smaller with the technology that we have. And then within the community, only 14% felt that the community make it clear that inappropriate images related to stereotyping, etc., is not acceptable. So I think there's further work we can do on that, and further work the same, that only 19% felt the anatomy community uses a range of staff. So I think there's some take homes here about what we can do in the future, which leads us nicely back onto Gabs.
Thanks, Claire. So obviously we need to get into a much more detailed exploration of some of the barriers and enablers to careers, as Claire said, particularly post-pandemic. But some of our early themes are indicating the real need for that individual, community and institutional level ownership. We need to promote our community through networking and mentoring. And I think lots of the data has pointed to the fact that younger anatomists are not getting the chance to build the social capital within our profession, feeling unable to network, unable to reach out. And obviously we need to invest heavily in training at all levels, including active bystander training, for example, empowering our students, enabling them to become allies for colleagues, and to try and help them on their promotions. Claire, I think you're going to discuss a little bit more about some of our other research ideas.
So we want to take this further. We want to take it to the next level. We're writing this piece of work up at the moment, but this is also an opportunity to say to everyone that we need to develop this at the next stage. This is something that we've already had discussions with Nalini on, but we want to be working. And so this is also a call to everyone that is listening to get in contact if they want to help us with this, and to take it forward. I was also reflecting on the values that as anatomists we should be thinking about, and kindness, three of them that I think are really core. Kindness, we need to be looking after ourselves, we need to be looking out and after each other as anatomists. As I said, we put a lot of time into doing this for our students, but not necessarily into ourselves, our fellow anatomists. And of course we do look after our donors as well. So maybe it's time for a little bit of selfish sort of care for each other. We need to think about integrity. We need to make sure that within a community we are treating everyone with the dignity and respect that we deserve, that they deserve, and we all deserve as individuals. And we need to make that inclusion very much part of everything that we do. We need to celebrate the diversity that we have within our community, and make sure that everyone and everything that brings is welcomed. Thank you very much for listening to our talk. Gavs and I are very happy to have further discussions about this, and you can contact us at different points, and of course through email and Twitter. Thank you.